Prime Minister Modi honoured on that crucial visit to Indonesia, his first stop in that three-nation tour. And from the onset of the Prime Minister's arrival there, the interplay of personal and diplomatic warmth has been visible between him and the Indonesian president. In fact, earlier in the day, Prime Minister Modi received a ceremonial welcome at Indonesia's presidential palace. Horse-mounted guards, a ceremonial guard of honor and vibrant traditional cultural performances marked the arrival of the Prime Minister there. He was personally received with a warm hug by the Indonesian President. Prime Minister Modi and the Indonesian President held a bilateral meeting. Prime Minister Modi was joined by the National Security Advisor and the Foreign Secretary. In a joint address, the Indonesian President and the Indian Prime Minister underscored the deepening bilateral ties between the two sides, describing the growing partnership as a new golden chapter that holds significant promise for the 21st century. Let's now take a look at the key agreements that have been signed between the two sides. In the defense sector, India will be supplying additional batteries of BrahMos missiles to Indonesia. Both sides have also signed an agreement on air-to-air missile cooperation agreement. Apart from this, the two nations also plan to jointly develop the port which overlooks the Strait of Malacca and is 100 miles away from India's Great Nicobar Port project. Prime Minister Modi also received India's highest civilian honour. The honour recognizes Prime Minister Modi's contribution in strengthening the India-Indonesia partnership and deepening the historic friendship between the two countries. And apart from this, Prime Minister Modi became the first Indian Prime Minister to address the Parliament of Indonesia. Prime Minister Modi reaffirmed India's commitment to working with Indonesia to strengthen the voice of the Global South. And he also called for a free, open, inclusive and rules-based Indo-Pacific.
भारत फ्री, ओपन और इंक्लूसिव इंडो पैसिफिक का प्रबल समर्थक है। भारत इंडो पैसिफिक में फ्रीडम ऑफ नेविगेशन की बात करता है। इसके लिए हमने आसियान को केंद्र में रखा है। हमारी एक्ट ईस्ट पॉलिसी भी आसियान सेंट्रिक है।
Following this, the Indian Prime Minister addressed a gathering of the Indian diaspora in the Indonesian capital. Prime Minister Modi said, when India and Indonesia move together, they can achieve a lot more. The Indonesian president, in fact, was also present at the event.
Honorable Prime Minister, Manini.
All right, let's go straight across now to senior journalist Devyanti joining us from Jakarta, Indonesia, has been tracking those developments very closely for us. Let's just begin by asking and talking about the key takeaways from the MOUs that were signed and how they essentially serve as a major boost to the ties between the two countries across several sectors. Also, the messaging coming in from the two leaders talking about the significance of the partnership.
India-Indonesia signed 16 agreements spanning defense, critical minerals, space, healthcare, and education. The critical minerals partnership is arguably the most strategically important for Indonesia over the long term. It supports Indonesia's downstream industrial ambitions. By partnering with India on processing and securing supply chains for critical minerals, such as nickel, Indonesia can further move up the global EV supply chain. There's also a lot of other types of memorandum of understanding. One of them is a MOU that creates broader economic benefits. The agreements that were signed are expected to encourage investment, technology, transfer of technology, helping Indonesians create higher value jobs, and strengthening its manufacturing base. Now, space and digital cooperation could also be big game changers. They can help Indonesia expand digital connectivity and support innovation, ranging from disaster management to agriculture. So together, all these 16 agreements, aim to higher value industries, generate skilled jobs, and make Indonesia more competitive. Molly?
Right, Divyanti, let's also talk about what lies ahead now as far as that crucial visit of the Indian Prime Minister there is concerned. He is scheduled to fly to Indonesia's most famous heritage city tomorrow morning. Tell us more about that.
Prime Minister Modi had just came into the Ritz-Carlton Hotel, where I am now, to rest. Tomorrow, he will be scheduled to fly to Yogyakarta. Prime Minister Modi will visit Prambanan Temple. That's the largest Hindu temple in Indonesia and a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Indonesia will also launch a joint restoration and conservation project with India's Archaeological Survey of India. That's something that is really what Indonesians are looking forward to, because we are very, very proud of our Prambanan Temple, and any kind of restoration project with India is something that a lot of people are looking forward to. And hopefully in the future, this will boost tourism of Indian tourists coming into Indonesia and visiting Prambanan Temple. Molly?
All right, we're leaving it there for the moment. Thanks very much, Divyanti, for getting us up to speed with the latest.